Guys, how are we? Quick question. Should a dog be put down because it doesn't respond to positive only methods, rewards only, and or medication? Should a dog be put, I'm gonna just like go through this gate real quick. Should a dog be put down if they don't respond? Hey, Manny. If they don't respond to positive only, rewards only approaches to training in conjunction and or, with medication. Because that's what's happening a lot. There's a lot of dogs being put to sleep, being labeled as unfixable, being labeled as unsavable, being labeled as just too much of a wreck of a dog to even be sorted out or dealt with. The reason is, don't get crushed, Manny. The reason is because the pure positive rewards only trainers adhere so strictly to their ideology that the ideology comes before the dog's well-being. So if the dog isn't able to be sorted out through their approach, there is no like secondary thing. The secondary thing is, right? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that the recommendations for euthanasia from positive only trainers is incredibly high. People assume because they're talking about like treats and rewards and all that good stuff that they're the biggest advocates for dogs and they only want the best. The ironic part is that they're the people that are recommending euthanasia like across the board. We get so many dogs here. Somebody asked a question on Facebook. What do you think the percentage is of dogs that show up that have been through positive trainers that show up to your place that have been recommended for euthanasia? I don't have the numbers exactly, but like in a real honest kind of assessment, I was like, probably 50 to 75% of dogs that arrive here have been through multiple trainers, but primarily positive only trainers, because that's where everybody wants to start. Like, I just want to be nice. I just want to like do rewards. I don't want to have to be the heavy. I don't want to have to like share any consequences. I don't have to do any of that stuff. And so the dogs show up here and we talk to them and they're like, yeah, it was recommended that like, well, we've had him on drugs. The drugs didn't work. The rewards only didn't work. And so now the only solution that I'm being recommended is euthanasia. And 99% of the dogs that have been recommended for euthanasia that come through here slingshot out of here looking awesome. There's a small percentage of dogs that are definitely like way more challenged up here, not wired right, not put together right. And so those are that small percentage of dogs that are going to have to be like heavily managed or might be better off being put down because they're a danger to humans or a danger to dogs. But it's such a tiny percentage. But what's happening is this miss is happening. People are missing the reality of that. The people that appear to be the ones that are most down for looking out for your dogs and you are actually not. That's the irony of it. They're the ones that will be the first ones to say that euthanasia would be the better course of action, because they've been programmed to tell you that. They've been programmed by all their elders and the books they've studied that if a dog can't be sorted out through these methods, it means they're faulty. It means they're not able to be fixed. So basically, if your dog doesn't fall into that cupcake land of like rewards only working for them, then your dog might fall into the toast category. So most of these dogs just need a balanced approach of like yes and no. They need to know that there's consequences attached to poor choices, and then they're like, oh, I can't do that, and then they become clear about it, and then they make different decisions, and then they don't have to die. I know this sounds dramatic, and I know it sounds heavy, and I know it might even sound unrealistic to a lot of you people. I think there's probably a large population of dog owners that have no idea about this, the ones that come to us that have been to pure positive trainers that have recommended their dog be on meds and going through the program, and then it's not working, and then being recommended for euthanasia, they know. So the people that show up here that have been through that, they know, and they could tell you, yeah, my dog, they said my dog should be put to sleep. And then their dog goes home and he's a great dog. Like, do you guys get that? Do you get how, for one, how incredibly sad that is, how ironic it is, and how shitty it is. It's shitty in that they're presenting themselves as one thing, but what they're really doing is something very different. They're presenting themselves as being the biggest advocates for dogs, but they're not. They're actually advocating the least for them. They're advocating for themselves that they want to work with dogs in a certain fashion because that's what feels right for them, but they're not advocating for the dogs if there's methods and approaches that can help dogs live happy, healthy lives and be well balanced and safe, but they're not willing to use them. Who are you looking out for? Are you looking out for the dog? Are you looking out for yourself, right? It's like if there's a medical procedure that can help somebody and you're a doctor and you're like, nah, like, I hate that, like, having to cut people open, yeah, I'm just not down for it, or, whatever it might be. Then you remove that opportunity for that person to heal and be better because you're not down for whatever the process is. Like, send them to another doctor. If you're not down to slice somebody open in order to do the work as a doctor, for like open heart surgery, if that gives you the willies, if it doesn't feel comfortable, if it goes against your ideology, then at least have the moral standing, the ethics to send that patient to somebody that can help, that doesn't have a problem with it. Should the patient die because you're not down for it? Should the patient die because you're like, ooh, I'm not into it. It goes against what I stand for. It goes against, like, this may be a hard one for you guys parallel wise, but I'm telling you, if you wrap your head around this, that's what's really going on. Rather than, like, if a doctor had an opposition to doing that, that's fine. If the doctor sends that patient to somebody else that can do the operation and fix the person or help and save the person, awesome. If the doctor says, I can't do this, and I won't recommend you to anybody else, I recommend that you be put to sleep, or I recommend you let natural causes take their course and you die, that's somebody that's only prioritizing themselves. And that's what's happening with dog training. It's crazy talk. I know I sound like a crazy person, but you're hearing me talk more and more about this just because as things move along, I'm feeling more and more pressure to, as I have a bigger kind of platform to speak, to share what I know, just because I think it's so important that people know the truth. And I don't have, like, we've got plenty of business, so I don't need to generate business from this. I don't need to get anybody on board so we can get more business in. This is not a business pitch. This is an ethics pitch. This is a advocate for dogs pitch. This is about giving clarity and giving life to truth so owners have enough information to make a good decision, an informed decision, rather than a decision based on somebody who appears to be an expert or might even have some credentials behind their name, but is saying their dog needs to be put to sleep, right? That's the reality that we're currently living under, guys. So I'm gonna close this out. I don't want this to go too long. Henri, I'll be right with you. I'm gonna close this one out. Hey, Manny. But I want you guys to realize that the people that appear to be the ones most looking out for you and most looking out for your dogs and want the kinder, gentler, friendlier, no aversives, nothing should be uncomfortable, no consequences should be going on because we really love dogs, are the same exact people that are recommending first that your dog be put to sleep rather than go to a trainer that can actually help your dog. Wrap your head around that one. That's the real truth. Do you know how many balance trainer friends I have that I know very well who have had Dog after dog after dog after dog, clients told, don't go to that person. Your dog is better off dead than going to that person, is basically what they're saying. Don't go to that person because he'll use these methods. So once again, the ideology is so profoundly impactful for these trainers that your dog should suffer or die rather than having a shot at getting fixed, sorted out, living a better life. Isn't that a mind blower? It should be. It should be a mind blower. But that's what's going on. Rather than trainers that can actually help, being able to help, people are being told to put their dogs down. So it's an unfortunately horrific situation, and I'm doing my very best to put my opinions out there, throw my hat in the ring, and share with you guys what I know. Like I said, it's not a business transaction or it's not a business pitch, it's just a truth pitch. And I hope if there's one person watching this with a dog that's just been told to put their dog down, that they at least take a look around and check out some balanced trainers and find out there might just be an answer for you. That really horrific diagnosis that your dog has to be put to sleep, there might just be a different answer where your dog doesn't have to be put to sleep and your dog can be great, because that's what we see all the time, every day almost, when we get a dog dropped off. Like, not every single dog, but an awful lot of them. That's the story. I was told to put him down. I didn't want to put him down. I'm going to give you guys a shot. They told me not to go see a balanced trainer, but I'm going to give you guys a shot. And the dog goes home and they live happily ever after. So if that's you, do your research, guys. Don't take somebody's advice and put your dog down until you've done a ton of research and really, really understand the dynamic that's currently going on in the dog training world, because they are not looking out for you and your dog. See you guys.